We've got Best City Fashion in the house. Our fabulous friends are going to talk us through the week in London style. First of all, though, can you rate my outfit out of 10?
10.
10's across the board.
Yeah. Right, so that was very enthusiastic 10. That was quite enthusiastic, and you looked me up and down in quite a competitive way.
Well, you know, Louise.
The game's on.
Yes,
I'm not the one that came dressed as Tony the Tiger, but you do look great. Now,
Thank you.
let's start, shall we? Kate Middleton, I believe. Liv, do you want to kick things off?
Well, yes, actually, I do. Unfortunately, it's been another nightmare on Ramsey Street Down Under with Kate this week. You know, we've all been reading this week about how she's been doing the recycling the £35 Hobbs dress, and everyone's praising her. I don't know why they're praising her for. This is a woman that spends thousands on fashion a month. If we're paying for this, I want to see results. Get down to Versace, you know. Put on the, you know, cut-out dress and burn it after you've worn it.
So we want our taxpayers' money spent on very expensive clothes and not high street fashion.
Well,
No.
we want opulence and aspiration. We don't want, you know, this. I
Here
mean,
she is, grey and white. Oh, it's boring.
Yeah.
isn't it?
It's not very exciting.
We all know she's got it in her. We've all seen Princess Peekaboo, that black lace dress. Let's go back to
Get back
2007,
to your
wherever it
roots,
was.
yeah. I mean, that's how she caught the Princess Eye after all.
that's
There
back
it
where
is,
it all
yeah.
started. You
Oh,
know.
hello, yes.
Yes.
So this is what she wore when her and the prince first encountered
Well,
Well,
each
never,
other.
never deny where you're from, you know, and...
She's from here.
I don't think that I'd wear that in public.
She
I'm just
wore
putting
it.
that out there.
She wore it very publicly, and you know, look at where she is
Publicly
now.
and proudly, and here
So
she
what
is.
we're saying is if I come on the show dressed in cling film, you never know who I might end up married to.
Some royalty, I would imagine.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, we got any more Kate Middleton outfits to talk about?
Well, I think it's
We've got
kind of
one more.
understandable that she's gone from the sublime to the core blimey, because she's probably caught wind of the criticisms we gave her a fortnight ago when we was on London Live before. She was dressed as a postbox. She probably thought, oh God, should I really be dressed as a postbox? Well, she's toned down the colour to -1, and she's come out in duck egg.
Look at those wedges. They're driving a wedge through the nation, for God's sake.
I mean, speaking of duck eggs, I don't know if anyone's seen, you know, the way they've been dressing the young infant this week as well. You
Oh,
know?
Are
don't
you going to start laying into the infant?
Don't
Oh,
even
yeah.
get us
Well,
started on
we
the
all
old-
like the infant, but you know, I mean, obviously Easter's a time for resurrection, but you know, Beatrice Potter's been dead a long time, and you know, by dressing the child as, you know, a female large duck will not bring her back. You know, I want less Jemima Puddle Duck, more Jemima Khan.
Yeah.
There's a woman George can aspire to look like.
Look at the baby's face. He's annoyed. He knows that you're talking about
He
him.
could be the next Suri Cruz, you know, if he plays his cards right.
Yeah, she's
There's
past
a
that
gap
sell
in the
by
market.
date.
I've just realised who you look like.
Tell me.
Darth Vader.
Ah.
Tell me.
No, he's done very well for himself, Darth Vader.
I like
It's a good
it.
thing.
I like the Darth Vader look.
Right, now
Had
we've
to try
finished
it.
slagging off the baby. Who have we got next?
I think we've got Cara Divinell.
Ugh.
So she's been on the Instagram. She's taken to
Cara
Instagram.
Della,
Cara
unpronounceable
Divinell.
name.
So, I mean,
What
this
the-
is a very intriguing photo, I think, because if you screw up your eyes and look really, really closely, you can just about trace the outlines of some sunflowers. And sunflowers are a very ambiguous symbol. She's keeping it in the tradition of the supermodels. She's giving us enigma, because is it a vegan symbol? Is it the symbol of the 19th century aesthetic movement? Is she a member of the spiritualist church? I mean, she's keeping us guessing. Who is she? Who is she today?
She's a woman with a very odd dress sense.
I
judging
don't
by
think
that
she
photo.
knows who she is, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, another Instagram, another scandal. We'd all love to go out on the route with Cara Delevingne, but, you know, there's deforestation.
Yes.
The Amazon is
That's what Darth has to
decreasing.
say about
There
it.
are more important issues to deal with than Cara Delevingne.
Well, we've got more important issues
Yes,
to talk
yes.
about. Because if you want important issues, Liv,
I want important
We've got a
issues.
We all want
Revolution.
important
Yes.
issues.
we've got a revolution to discuss.
Ooh, tell us,
have
Charlie.
it.
So anyone who has been following our content on the YouTube will know that we have been paying a very close attention to the menswear revolution, which for those who aren't in the know is you wear sort of tight but loose dark coloured trousers and usually a matching jacket of the same fabric and colour.
That's what
It's
normally happens.
pretty
Yeah, well that's
wild,
the
yeah.
revolution. I think they call it a suit. And it's been expanding all across. I mean, we can see some examples of it.
I'd love
edge.
to. Jamie Foxx, I
We've got
believe.
Jamie Foxx. He's been wearing the suit. He's been showing us a demure side in all grey, but still making sure all eyes are on him with his sunglasses on.
I think I love him.
Well, I mean, like he needs to calm down.
Someone needs to restrain him.
Oh, well, anyway,
I know
I'll
it's a bit
restrain
wild,
him.
isn't it, that outfit? Those sunglasses are great.
But this is what the revolution is all about, you see. And actually, he's inspired Prince Will, who obviously thought, I'm fed up of the scrutiny and attention on my wife. Let me really knock their socks off today. So we've got on quite a racy red tie, and he's wearing the suit again. And you can see, actually, rather cheekily undone the bottom button there as well.
Yes.
I mean, so he's pushing it.
It's nice, different, and very unusual.
Yes,
I've
yeah,
got to
very
say, he's got
unusual.
unfeasibly large hands, hasn't he?
Well, you know.
I mean, we're not here to talk about his hands,
You know
but
what they
whilst
say
they're
about
there...
large hands.
Yes, big gloves, exactly. Moving swiftly on. Tom Hardy.
Yeah,
also.
so this is an English actor, and he's in New York, and he's celebrating something with a suet.
Is he celebrating being incredibly fit?
Well, that's a beef suit right there.
That's a beef
A
suet.
beef suet.
Because if you're a bit more on the, if you're a larger man, he's showing off his curves in a tight-fitting suet. But he's, you know, he's doing a bit of sexiness offsetting, keeping it sensible, black, flat shoes.
I think, unfortunately, we're going to have to move on from this feminist fashion fantasy and really think about the regrettable reality this week, which is, you know, a star has fallen out of the universe. You know, the
This
fashion...
sounds very sad,
It's
Ned.
very sad. You know, get the violins out. The fashion world is mourning the death and bestie fashion of a confidant and friend. Yes, there she is, Lucy Beale.
I like her eyeliner.
Yeah.
I'm really into the eyeliner because it's very much like the way I do mine.
Yeah, she's very cutting edge, she is, you know. But I think, whilst we're sad that she's gone, we're...
Or as Ian said, she's gone!
Yeah, I mean, we're sick of seeing her stomping around the square in this grey suit and polka dot shirt. I mean...
Who does she think she is? Or who did she think she was? Coco Chanel incarnate? You know, she's got the smoking. Well,
I hope they bury
sick
those
to the
suits
back
with
teeth of
her.
it.
Yeah, for your crimes of fashion, Lucy Beale, we sentence you to death, you know.
Is she dressed like that because she works in a supermarket?
No, she's a
She's a very
entrepreneur.
classy lady,
She
yeah.
was a classy...
She's classy, not sassy.
and she was directional, editorial. Well, at least she thought she was. Someone's bashed her on the head in the forest, and that's an end to it.
I think, you know, the ambassadors of the menswear revolution are really paying homage to her this week. But I think
Yes.
now we've got to move on to someone who might
Well,
as well
no,
be...
actually, unfortunately, we've run out of time for
Oh,
Best
Emma
in
Watson.
Fashion. But right, the thing is, we've ended on a very sad note because obviously Lucy Beale is dead and she dressed like she was working in a supermarket. We were going to talk about Emma Watson, but we don't have time now.
Well,
it's
But
just as well.
really quickly, Emma Watson, did she look lovely or did she look horrible?
No, she was on the way to a funeral for her own personality. Awful as usual. Bye-bye, Emma.
Oh, poor loves. All right, thank you so much, Best City Fashion, for being wonderful. We will see you very soon.